Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2018 and our Newcastle United series as we get into what is probably the biggest episode of this season so far. We've got the FA Cup 5th round away from home against Huddersfield, and then we're away from home against AS Monaco in the first knockout round of the Champions League, and then it's the Carabao Cup Final. Now this is a make or break point in the season. We've been playing extremely well in the 5 games before this, but Huddersfield were the last team that we slipped up against in a 2-2 draw away from home. We're away against them again. It could happen again, and that could derail our season. So we need to make sure we're at the top of our game, and especially against Man United, we get that win in the Carabao Cup. Now on the league front, no league matches today, but it is worth pointing out United have finally played that game in hand and they have lost it, which means that we are now 9 points clear at the top with 12 games to go. I think that is pretty much insurmountable. As long as we don't lose more than a couple of games towards the end of the season, we will be absolutely fine. And so for today's game against Huddersfield, we're putting out a strong team for all 3 of these games, even though the matches are in quick succession. We've had a week off before this one, which will set us up pretty well. So we've got Cutrone, Sanabria and Kane up front, with Tielemans and Grujic in midfield. Then it's Masuaku, Otamendi, Rugani, Lemos and Holding in defence, with Scuffi in goal. Masuaku sends the ball in from a throw in. Tielemans over the top. Beautiful ball to find Cutrone. And he's gone for goal and picked it out as well. I don't know if that's an absolute fluke. I assume it is. But the keeper totally wrong-footed. And we've got an early lead. Masuaku sends the ball down the line to Cutrone, who whips the ball in and sells with an easy catch there. Would have been quite strange to have 2 of those fluky goals in one game. But Benteke now on the attack. Grujic has cleaned up the ball, plays it over the top. Kane is in behind. He can put that into Sanabria, brings it down, controls it and just touches it past a static keeper who didn't even try and save it. It's another assist for Kane and 2-0 now. Into the second half as Holding finds Grujic. Now Kane had his back to the box, not able to get the ball in, so he's gone across to the other side now with Masuaku, who does slip it in behind. Cutrone's in and Cutrone finishes it. It feels like their keeper may as well not be there today, but that's now 3-0 that we have the lead. 2 for Cutrone today, who's actually negotiating a new contract with the club, which will put him up there with Kane in terms of pay. So he is definitely highly valued by me and by other clubs who are always sniffing around. So if we can tie him up to a contract while he's still happy at the club, it will keep him here for a long time to come. But here's Musonda with the throw-in, giving the ball away there. Cutrone now to Kane, Sanabria. I think so long as Huddersfield don't end up scoring from this highlight, I will be taking some of our key players off. But the ball has now run for Schindler. He plays it forward. It's Bashila. Over to Loftus-Cheek, Iheanacho running in behind. Back out to Bashila. All the way back to Schindler. Shelvey, our former player, to Loftus-Cheek, another of our former players. There's Iheanacho in behind and Scuffi makes a stop. Lemos' free kick towards Loftus-Cheek. Shelvey picks up the ball. Now Musonda's lost it and Masuaku on the attack instead. Puts the ball in towards Pinamonte. Lascelles gets it out. This is pretty much a Newcastle team from about 3 seasons ago this. Here's Bashila, keeps the ball in but only for Rob Holding, who picks it up and then plays it down the line for Moise Keane off the bench. Lots of pace for him, whips the ball in. It's towards Pinamonte, who's a great header of the ball, and he does bury that one in the back of the net for 4-0. Classy on the ball, plays it in for Bashila and Rob Holding, clearly fed up of being on the pitch with all of our substitutions used, has decided to throw himself in 2-footed from behind and get sent off. Now we've got Sanabria counter-attacking for us, so it's Pinamonte over to Moise Keane. We could actually score from this red card, but Keane flashes it wide. Lemos, a huge diagonal ball forward, but it is cut out. Now it's Bashila on the attack. Switch to the far side for Kachunga. Puts it in Iheanacho, Shelvey, Bashila with the finish, and it is 4-1 as we lose another clean sheet. Free kick from Bashila towards the back stick for Lascelles, and he does plant the header in the back of the net. Luckily, we've still got that 2-goal lead, but since getting Holding sent off, Huddersfield have already clawed 2 goals back. And we just need to see out these last few seconds, which I'm sure we will. Bashila on the ball, loses out, and there's the full-time whistle. The most important thing was that we made it to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, keeping our hope of winning every single competition alive. But I mean, that was a silly way to throw away our clean sheet and 2 goals. Rob Holding getting a straight red card, which will take him out of the Carabao Cup Final, I believe. So, given that we've already lost Fernandez for 2 months, we've now lost Rob Holding for probably 3 matches, which is not an ideal situation to find ourselves in. But we've got the Champions League match against Monaco next. Holding will be able to play then, and hopefully we can keep up this streak of getting 4 or 5 goals in every game. Well, the Champions League is back in town now. We're going to Stade Louis II Stadium in Monaco. We've got Antonio Conte as the Monaco manager. You can see we have played them twice before. We've won and drawn on that occasion. But today we're in a tough situation because you can see across the midfield area we've got really poor coverage because we've lost Masuaku through suspension. Holding can at least play today. That would have been a major blow if we'd lost him as well. Tielemans and Modric are the 2 in midfield. Lemos, Regani and Otamendi in defence. Scouffé in goal with Sanabria, Cutrone and Kane all up front. We've got a strong 11. The problem is that we don't have much on the bench. You can see we've actually got 2 gaps on the bench because so many players are out at the moment, and I like to keep a small squad. I don't think it'll impact the game at all. We've still got coverage across the pitch. Just really midfield that's lacking a little bit, but I can always drop one of the strikers into there if I have to, or a defender up. It doesn't really matter, and we will keep coverage. So I do think we'll win this game even away from home, but it is going to be tough, especially with that Carabao Cup game against United still to come. Okay, to Balde attacking down the left, but Holding is putting a good interception. Here's Laporte into Diawara. Now Jorge gives the ball away again, but Diawara cleans up. Now Laporte forward to Sergej. Gabriel Barbosa cuts in from the right, and each time they're picking up that loose ball. Ball over the top. Lemos this time can control it. Plays it back to Scouffé and then just punts it forward, but Beck controls it. Tielemans forward to Cutrone. Now Sanabria. Can we get that away goal? Fabinho with a big tackle. Regani onto Tielemans. Modric finds Tielemans again. Modric plays the ball forward to Cutrone. Sanabria, there's a man in behind. He's gone for Kane though, and Kane uncharacteristically failing to find the back of the net. Well, it's nearly half time here as Laporte wins the ball, plays it over the top to Mandzukic. This would be a poor time to concede right before half time. Jorge switches the flank. Fabinho's got an extra man over there, doesn't use him, goes himself, puts the ball in. Dzeko arriving, and it's in off the underside of the crossbar. I think the writing was on the wall there. Monaco have been the better team in this half, and we are now deservedly behind and in need of that away goal. Fabinho with the throw in, nearly an hour gone. It comes back to him. He puts the ball in. Lemos gets it away. Here's Jorge. Out wide to Mandzukic with way too much space. He really should have made it 2-0. Just over 15 minutes left. Otamendi pushes the ball out wide to Mads Beck. I've brought Keane and Pinamonte on. Beck swings across in. Holding was in there. It's out to Tielemans. Puts it back in towards Pinamonte, but it's cleared out again. Modric. There's a man on the left if he can pick him out. Regani goes for that option now with a huge ball down the pitch, but Fabinho is intercepted and now charges forward. Well intercepted by Lemos there. Now Tielemans through to Pinamonte, but he can't quite get it accurate enough. Tielemans again. Now Modric picks out Harry Kane. Keane through to Pinamonte. One-on-one with the keeper. Big tackle comes in, and Beck had an open goal and has missed the target. Serge with the free kick short to Zahavi. Over to Deulofeu. Now Golovin has picked out the top corner. It's 2-0, and it's just been the difference today. They've been clinical. We've been nothing of the sort. Our 2 shots on target today both came in the first sort of 10 minutes. Here's Harry Kane. Manages to get past one defender. Puts it across. Keane arriving. Can't finish it. He's got the effort on target at least, but unless we get this away goal, it's going to be so tough at St James's Park. You can see the team are tired. There's not really any more substitutions that I can make to have any impact. And now we've got a last second corner by Deulofeu going in towards the back stick. It is at least cleared away. Modric can possibly counter. Puts it over the top. but it's dealt with by Monaco, who have kept the all-important clean sheet. A rare defeat for us, certainly a rare game where we failed to get a goal. I'm not happy with that because it means we've got so much work to do in the return leg at St James's Park. Otherwise we're going to be getting knocked out of the Champions League. I mean, fortunately we're a team who win by quite a lot of goals quite often, as you can see here. So we need to make sure it's one of those days. I mean, if Monaco score, we need to get 4 goals. So we've got to take control of that game very early on. But for now, we just need to pick ourselves up and get ready for the Carabao Cup Final at Wembley. The Carabao Cup Final is here, and it's against our real English rivals, Manchester United, at the moment. They've been the dominant club since, or before we came along, and have taken control of English football since. But they have got the better head-to-head record against us. Mourinho has beaten me 6 times. I've beaten him 3 times. We are on slightly better form at the minute, but going into a final having lost your last game, which I believe is the case for both clubs at the moment, is not the situation you want to find yourself in. So we need to be at the top of our game. Fortunately, we've got a lot of players returning, including Masuaku and Grujic, who I'm hoping will also be back for the second leg of that Champions League knockout game against Monaco. So hopefully that will make the big difference today. It means that Modric can finally have a rest. Tielemans is in there with Grujic today. Beck continues at right wing back with Otamendi, Rugani and Lemos all in defence. Scouffé in goal, and then Cutrone, Sanabria and Kane still starting up front. I mean, all 5 of our strikers played in the last game. None of them got on the score sheet, so I don't think that's a big issue. I'm just hoping that they're a bit more accurate today. Scouffé plays the ball out to Otamendi. Ball given away there so badly. Dybala turns, runs into the box. Rugani with a big tackle. Alaba with the effort, but Scouffé makes a strong save. Mads Beck pushes it down the line. Kane will go after that. He's not going to make it. Virgil van Dijk has it, but Kane has won it from him. Now Sanabria in on goal. Can't beat Ryan. Free kick from Tielemans in towards Rugani. Down to Otamendi. Blocked on the line. Tielemans still has it, finds Sanabria on the edge of the area. He puts it in towards Kane, and it's saved by Ryan. Corner from Masuaku, put in towards Otamendi, cleared away. Masuaku still has it, now Otamendi. Back to Masuaku again, cleared out by Shaw this time. Mata, going to try and dink that one over the top, I'm sure. Instead he goes out wide to Lukaku. It's Dybala, 3 players over. Mata's one of them, in on goal. And fortunately puts it wide of the post, but that was such a good chance for them to take the lead. Corner from Masuaku, we've had a few of these. Ball goes in, cleared out. Sanabria with it, edge of the area to Grujic. Now Otamendi, Masuaku to Grujic again. Out to the right this time with Mads Beck given away. Lemos back to Beck again. Here's Grujic. Need to go out to Masuaku really. He's the danger man when it comes to assists. And he's going to put the cross in now. Kane is in there and it's Kane's header. It's cleared away. Beck in again. So much relentless pressure on the United box, but we just can't make it pay. Here's Masuaku, another chance. Drills it in low this time. Fosu Mensah clears it. Tielemans. Back to Otamendi. Now Grujic. Needs to get that ball away because that's what will happen. And now Dybala can counter for United. And after all that pressure, we could be about to concede. It's Dybala in the box, puts it across. And Lukaku, playing on the right wing, is the man who puts the ball over the line. And we're now a goal down despite dominating this first 20 minutes. Masuaku puts the ball into Cutrone. Ball goes in from Masuaku. Kane's in there and he's plopped it over the top. He seems to have lost his form at the crucial time. Grujic to Tielemans. Half an hour gone now. Masuaku, a lot of space for him on that left flank. He can put the cross in. Sanabria is there and on the volley gives us an equaliser. That's the difference having Masuaku in the team makes. When we played Monaco, neither of our wing backs were proficient in those positions and it really hurts this tactic. Here's Martial, edge of the area, might strike it. Tielemans has won it though. We've got a counter on here and a good one as well. Kane forward to Sanabria, ball on to Cutrone, given away. And put him behind, but Rugani will deal with it. So lucky that United didn't get to that ball. Lemos over to Masuaku. We're looking more confident now. Goes down the left, but loses out to Pizarro. Mata puts the ball over the top, and Dybala's in behind. He comes inside beautifully, completely cuts out Scouffé from the equation, and then just has to put it into an empty net. And straight after our goal, United have their lead again. There's only about 10 minutes left of this game at the minute. We are pushing for the winner. I've done everything I can to get the team going forward. I've got Modric and Keane on the pitch. I'm going to have to bring on Pinamonte as well for Sanabria, I think. And just see, I don't want to take Harry Kane off because he's usually so clinical. We've only got 5 minutes left going into added time. Here is definitely the last chance. It's Keane, puts the ball into Grujic. Now Pinamonte in the box, goes for goal. It's saved by Ryan. Why did Pinamonte not score that opportunity? We'll get the corner though. Masuaku puts it in. Otamendi's header goes over the bar. And surely with it goes our chance of winning every competition this season. What a horrific couple of games this has been. The strikers, after banging in probably 60-70 goals already this season, have absolutely gone AWOL in the last 2 matches. Harry Kane in particular has totally folded under pressure, and Manchester United win the Carabao Cup. They've been a thorn in our side all season. And I'm really unhappy. That's back-to-back defeats for the first time in a very, very long time. If we look at this schedule here, then you can see that is straight defeats after scoring so many goals for so long. We lost to United earlier in the season, Wolfsburg, Real Madrid, Liverpool, but now we've lost to Monaco and United, one after another at the most crucial point in the season. We need to get back to winning ways against West Ham, Fulham and Birmingham, because then we've got Monaco again trying to overturn a 2-0 deficit in the episode after the next one. So make sure to subscribe so that you know and find out what happens to our season, because this is going to be our last season at Newcastle. So we have to get the win against Monaco, because winning the Champions League is the only thing that really matters at this point. Do drop a like on the video though if you enjoyed the testing nature of today's episode. But until next time, see ya.